Hi everybody. Following up a week or so ago, I posted a video that I had pain in my right eye. I went to my ophthalmologist, the one that performed the surgery on my left macular hole. I had the vitrectomy surgery back in the beginning of 2022. So anyway, I went to him and he said that there's still a buckle, he calls it a buckle, in the nerve in my right eye, which is the start of a hole, but it's not ready for surgery, and it may never be ready for surgery. He also said the cornea, the tissue looked good, and that he thought it was possibly a migraine. And I said, well, that's weird because I've only ever gotten migraines on the left side of my head, like around over my eye, my entire life. I only get them on the left side. So he thinks it was a migraine on the right side. And that's what we chalked it up to. Whether I disagree or not, I guess it doesn't matter because that pain is now gone. Go figure. Today, I went to the ophthalmologist that's going to do the cataract surgery, and they did something called a lens star test, which is, I guess, how they figure out, you know, your measurements for your cataract surgery, which was you stare straight ahead at this red light, and I guess it's measuring, and then you get a bright flash of white light in your eye. Then they do that like 5 or 6 more times, just to make sure you really can't see anything after that. Just to make sure there's spots on your eyes. I'm joking. They just did that like 6 times. And then they did some other exam. And then they did like a regular traditional eye exam. Which my right eye is 2250 if you were going to measure it with 20/20. So my right eye is 2250. Which is actually what my left eye was when I had LASIK surgery 20 years ago. And my left eye, which is the bad eye, which is the eye that had the macular hole, and I had the surgery, but it pulled the nerves together, but it did not, like, completely, it's got, the nerves are touching, but it's not completely closed. So, I mean, it's successful for the doctor, but not for me. So I have no central vision. So that eye is what would equal about 2725. Like instead of 20/20, I have 2725. So what somebody can see from 725 feet away, I have to be 20 feet close to. Just to show you how bad that eye is. The doctor's hopeful that when the cataracts is taken care of, I should have some more vision, at least in the peripheral, because it's very like fuzzy and dark, and I'm sorry that this phone is shaking, but you know, it's very bumpy, these roads, so I'm doing the best I can. And I got all that done, and after I got that done, I had to go to the hospital section and get a COVID test, and it was a drive-through, like a garage that you drove into, and you had to shut your car off. And I was like, wow, I've never seen these before. Like, I've been to COVID tests that you pull up and they come out and they test you while you're in your car, but this, you actually, it was like driving through a car wash. All the cars were lined up, and you go in, they just do the usual, ask your name, date of birth, and then they take the COVID test. After that, I had to go to another part of the hospital and get the H&P, which is the history and physical, and they were really good. Like, the nurse was checking my blood pressure and then running to the other side and drawing the blood as that was happening. Like, she didn't waste any time. So they did the blood pressure, drew the blood, did the EKG, and then I had to sit there with a physician assistant and go over my long list of health issues and concerns for anesthesia. So she asked me a bunch of questions about any surgeries I've had, which I was naming them off, and then I like totally forgot that I actually had lung surgery in 2017 for, you know, possible cancer, which thank God wasn't. It was benign, but I still had a piece of my lung removed. I totally forgot to tell her that. then we're going down the list of like allergies or reactions, and I forgot. I was like, oh yeah, wait, you gotta tell anesthesia that I have bradycardia because my pulse goes to 40 when I'm sleeping, and I have some other cardiac issue. So, you know, a long list. And then I said, oh wait, I also have a hiatal hernia. I actually have 2 hernias and a lipoma in my stomach. But the concern for anesthesia is if you have a hiatal hernia, which usually it's, you know, in the upper section between your ribs, in your chest area, right below. So like with the hiatal hernia, sometimes you'll end up, if you eat real spicy food, it's like, it's so nice you taste it twice, like it almost regurgitates. I know it's disgusting, but with surgery, you know, you need to let anesthesia know about these things because they're putting a tube down your throat, or you're laying back where there's a possibility like acid could roll up or whatever. But mine is not too bad. I've had it for a couple of years. I'm hoping to get it taken care of in 2023. So I told her all that. She had a long list, and then she had to go meet with anesthesia and talk to them and discuss all my issues and concerns. And they didn't need to see me, so I was happy. She was like, they said, okay, they'll look everything over, and that's that. So I got out of there quicker than I expected. It was like an hour and a half drive each way. And then your history and physical is like 2 hours, and then you have an hour with the eye doctor. So it was like gonna be longer than that, but I got out of there relatively quick, and now my chauffeur is taking me around on a road trip. So next week is cataract surgery, so I'll come back next week and post another video. And I hope you all are having a great day, and it's sunny here in New York. Let me show you some fall foliage before I hang up. See? It's not too much foliage left. The leaves are falling off the trees. We do have some leaves left. Not a whole lot. Hang on, across the way is a better view. A couple of green spots there. We're heading into winter, I guess. So have a great day. Take care of your health. Take care of your eyesight. Don't be like me. And don't get old. Bye. See ya.